Java House Grand Prix of Arlington. Moving to the back, 2 by 2 we roll, to the green we roll, we do have a green, and we're racing on the streets of Arlington. Marcus Ericsson defends his lead, Alex Palou slots into second, a little bit of contact at the rear, but we are through cleanly the first turn. And the Grand Prix of Arlington is underway. Ericsson from Palou, from Pato O'Ward and Will Power, the top four remain unchanged, but Kyle Kirkwood on a charge.
How about them INDYCAR 3 wide going through Rangers right there as Marcus Ericsson delivers on what he needed to do, holding the lead.
Armstrong not pitting, he stayed out there making moves in 14 as they get into that tight corner side by side. Easy to get hip-checked into pit lane if you're not careful down there.
And I wonder if Armstrong had any choice other than to stay out. His teammate on the inside, no way into pit lane on that tight final corner.
It's been well behaved there. You see that's Rasmussen going a little bit wide coming out of turn 3. His teammate Alex Rossi there in the other light blue and yellow machine trying to make a move. This is turn 4. We've seen so many issues here on the brakes this weekend.
Power a little slow out of the corner as he tries to keep Pato O'Ward well within his sights.
I think David Malukas got muscled out of the way there through the horseshoe as Kirkwood and Rosenquist run nose to tail, but Marcus Ericsson opening up a really nice lead on this first lap.
Yeah, absolutely perfect from Ericsson from the start. Did exactly what he needed to do. Got a clean start, no contact, and has managed to put daylight between himself and Alex Palou. That the gap then over the line from where they started. It's actually half a way around the lap as we run down this 9/10 of a mile from turn 9 down to turn 10.
Set of reds, and now let's take a replay here. This is the onboard McLaren Racing Club of Christian Lundgaard through turn 4 into the tight turn 5. He gets hit. Nerfed by Mick
might
Schumacher.
have been Mick Schumacher, which should add a review, Kevin, from the stewards for avoidable contact.
Not sure I need a second one. The on-power car of Marcus Ericsson out front, though, has a 1-second lead over Alex Palou, and you could just hear that. He's already starting to save.
And Will Power making the move on Pato O'Ward. That is for a podium place, and Kyle Kirkwood attempted to follow his teammate through. Looks on the outside, now looks on the inside of the McLaren man as they run down into the Rangers' right. O'Ward having to defend.
Great stuff. We think the Andretti cars might be the fastest cars today based on practice and qualifying averages, and Kirkwood now looks urgent to get past the Mexican.
O'Ward having to go super defensive. Power through into the podium places, and Kirkwood will be hungry. Blamed himself for messing up his qualifying yesterday. Had a car that was capable of taking pole position. Wasn't to be, but inarguably one of, if not the fastest driver around this track this weekend. Kyle Kirkwood, 5th, and hunting down O'Ward for 4th. Car of Felix Rosenquist. Now we sit on board. Replay of Kyle Kirkwood. That's his teammate going through. That's Pato O'Ward ahead in the papaya and black McLaren.
He was so close to being able to just follow Power through and take that spot away from O'Ward, but
would expect that crossover point to come around lap 10 to 15 in that range, but Scott Dixon's already come in, and Georgia, there was contact with his teammates outside front.
Well, there was there, but my point being Marcus Armstrong had pitted earlier because of that right rear punctured tire, but there are a handful of cars that already pitted too. Of Schumacher, Dixon, Siegel, and the teammate Kiffin Simpson, so Dixon and Simpson right next to each other. They all went soft tire to soft tire. With the new IndyCar rule having to run 2 sets of these soft tires, them coming in early like this, what does this do for them the rest of the race?
Well, we expect Scott Dixon to roll the dice early in these kind of races. Here on the streets of Arlington, soft tire runners starting to struggle, in particular Christian Rasmussen, electrifying 1 week ago in Phoenix. Today starting to drop. A replay here on board with the Penske of David Malukas. Malukas also on the soft tire, making it work for him. Slides up the inside, and we're going to see his teammate Joseph Newgarden taking advantage of this as well.
Some great respectful racing here. 3 corners side by side, through 1, through 2, through 3. Then on the run down to turn 4, Newgarden sees the opportunity, and T-Bell, he took it.
Yeah, big credit to Rasmussen here for keeping it clean and too wide through narrow street circuit corners. That's highly unusual, especially from a young driver. We'll ride on board with Newgarden and take a look at his view. High percentage decision here from Newgarden. It's tough to get by in this section, but he knows that Rasmussen had a poor exit. He's just going to try to position his car all the way square to the inside, and he just gets it done at the apex of 4.
You're 100% right, though. Credit to Raz on that. He's take a look here. Standard so far, a little slow on the right rear to get it off, and then you can see he dropped the wheel nut. The fuel done far before tires. That's going to cost him a couple seconds for sure.
I think the wheel nut might have fallen out right there as the gun went down, and he has a spare magnetically affixed to his lap belt. That is an unbelievable recovery. Quick from that outside rear tire changer. Beautiful job.
Those who started on the hard and will go longer into this race. The battle then now between Pato O'Ward and Kyle Kirkwood. They were fighting over the podium positions earlier. That fight continues.
Oh, so close. Nothing between the front wing of Kirkwood and the rear tire of O'Ward. You saw that small puff of smoke. Not enough to do the kind of damage like we saw last week on the oval between Power and Rasmussen when Power's tire went down. But guys, Marcus Ericsson really having to work for it now. Palou is right on his gearbox.
But spectacular that these two drivers have been able to hang on to the soft tire for this long, pressing at the front. Palou does seem to have the advantage on tire.
And they come in together.
And they both pit at the same time and on different sides. Jack?
Oh, this is going to be an awesome battle on pit lane, Townsend. Marcus Ericsson has been absolutely flying. The new stuff going on for him. Georgia.
Race for Alex Palou. He didn't finish. Phoenix, it's a battle on pit lane, but Marcus Ericsson still on pit lane. Palou is going to beat him. It was soft to soft for him.
Second Andretti car with wheel nut or wheel gun issues as Palou crushes Ericsson on that pit stop exchange, probably gained 3 to 4 seconds.
They're both out critically ahead of Pato O'Ward and Kyle Kirkwood, but again, O'Ward's tires will be up to temperature and O'Ward will be able to go on the attack to Marcus Ericsson.
Just looking at the issues there for the 28 of Marcus Ericsson, right front. Ericsson does pit pretty long there, kind of kicks the gun out of the way, and then it's all kinds of issues just getting the nut to seat and the timing well off.
What a shame.
Brutal for Ericsson.
What a shame. Well, it's Will Power who leads. Less than a second between him and Felix Rosenqvist. Yes, we are watching the battle that ultimately is for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. As Power's soft tyres start to fall away from him. And Rosenqvist chooses now to pit. So Rosenqvist from the lead of the race on the hard tyre, Kevin.
And this is big advantage for Will Power because he's on the soft and he's making it last longer than the hards did. Rosenqvist is going to a set of new softs and he's out.
Not the only hard-shod driver to come in. Santino Ferruccio saw in the background pitting as well. Incredible for Will Power, who was questioning how long the softs would last, that he's still out on that first set. But we're getting ever closer to when it's going to be marginal on fuel, and Rosenqvist out alongside Kirkwood. Kirkwood holds his own.
Kyle Kirkwood so smart to give a little bit of room there, mid-corner to the cold-tired car of Felix Rosenqvist. He could have tried to close the door. There would have been contact. Heads-up driving from Kirkwood.
So here's how this is playing out for Power. Staying out long is good. He's good as he can make those reds last. But right now we're looking at about a 20-second loss to pit. Sorry, we went just past there. So right now, based on that, he'll come out around where Rosenqvist just came out. A little bit down the road as we get a replay of the 60 coming out side by side with Kirkwood. So key for Kyle to get around Rosenqvist there.
Ever so close.
Great heads-up driving. Maybe a little help from the spotter. On board the back of Rosenqvist here. There's Kirkwood. Look at how close this is. Woo!
Keep your eyes on Dixon as Newgarden pits and Jack is there.
He is. Will he put on the new red tyre, that soft tyre? Just remember, this team had to go to a backup car after an incident in practice. Georgia.
Scott McLaughlin came in for his first pit stop of the day. Will was just talking about it. You have to run 2 sets of the red tires. They just put their first set on. Remember, he started on those primary tires. This was his first pit stop of the day. It was fantastic. A quick one, in and out.
So Power still leads from Louis Foster at Rahal, Christian Lundgaard third, Alex Palou up to fourth, has made 1 stop for a fresh set of soft tyres.
We'll pit this time. Pit this time.
You see Will Power getting on push to pass there because he knows he's pitting this lap. He's going to use every bit of Honda horsepower down that straightaway, try to make this as lightning fast as possible, chew into that gap of Alex Palou as best he can. He should come out right around that Rosenqvist to Rossi gap for 8th.
through Ranger's right. Just the short blast now down to pit lane.
0 for 2 for Andretti Global so far in the pits. Let's see if this first round of stops can at least end on a clean one for Will Power. Kevin.
This was a fantastic first stint for Will Power, who gets maybe in position to be able to do it on one more stop. He needed to get to his least lap 22. He's got to deal with some traffic and has to stop to avoid Louis Foster coming in. But Power is the only one that's already run the soft and might be able to do it on one more stop.
If Andretti didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. A clean stop and trying to pull out, and Louis Foster's there.
I don't see that as luck at all. That's 0 for 3. You gotta know who the car is in front of you. You're outside front. You gotta hold it.
And luckily, Will Power didn't stall the car. Probably lost 3 seconds versus half a second. If they would have held him a split second longer, pulled right out in front of a car they know is coming to the box.
Great damage recovery there from Power. Like I say, he was quick on it. Outside front's looking right at his driver, not down the pit lane.
Oh, man.
It's easy to do. I mean, it's I'm saying it like it's just a natural thing for human beings. It's very hard to be in that role, but ultimately, it was a mistake on the crew.
Palou is starting to just edge out that gap a little bit. As we sit on board here with Joseph Newgarden in replay.
Oh, teammate car, David Malukas.
Oh, green on green.
That's exactly what happened with Kirkwood earlier when Rosenquist came out of the pits. On board here with Malukas. I think he tries to leave him room.
That's a tough one. I have to see Joseph's on board again, I think. But that's bad luck either way. That one's, well, not going to go down well back at camp.
Malukas marches on. Newgarden. Jack Harvey down on pit lane. 28 coming to you. It's Marcus Ericsson.
He has been driving a fantastic race. There was a slight issue on the previous stop. Going to the hard tyre. That one will look textbook.
I don't think that looked perfect at all, James. Do you?
I got to see it again.
Kirkwood's in, and there's a delay.
There's a
big delay on Kirkwood.
And he hits his wheel nut.
Oh, it spit out the left rear. That looked sketchy on pit lane. I'm glad it bounced off the pit wall because that thing was going 100 miles an hour off Kirkwood's left rear.
Yeah, it looked to me like fuel was done on Ericsson well before the wand was pulled to drop the car, and then another drop. Now it looks like on the 27.
Absolute mess on pit lane today for Andretti. Let's take a look, guys. Left rear tire. You'll wait for Kirkwood to launch here.
Right rear.
Yeah, watch the left
right
rear.
So,
the wheel that's going to bounce.
You see it there, and then as he drives away,
watch
once
the
they
left
get it
rear
fixed,
spit this thing into the pit wall. Going to come off like a bullet.
Man, oh, that'll break an ankle.
If that's a shin, yeah, right there.
Scott McLaughlin hunting down pole sitter Marcus Ericsson, who had a difficult stop. McLaughlin on the soft moves one way. Looks one way, looks the other. Sweeping through the backstretch, past Lowe's, into the braking zone. Ericsson has the inside line. Will keep the number 3 behind him, but only for now. Race leader Alex Palou is into pit lane. Will keep it picture in picture.
Alex Palou, to the attention of his crew, Barry Walker asked if he did any changes. He said no. He is monitoring the field, asking for other overtake numbers. Pato O'Ward looks to also be coming in, guys. He's done both softs. He's now in the primaries.
Ericsson holds position from Scott McLaughlin.
Marcus did such a good job on that back straight, just kind of weaving, following the flow of it. As we see O'Ward now, he's going to blend in behind these two. But with those hard tires in front, the soft tires behind, if he can keep McLaughlin behind him for a few more laps, we know that those softs start to degrade a little bit more, and the hard's typically better at the end of a stint. So he's going to want to do everything he can to keep McLaughlin back there.
Ericsson also needs the information from his team that McLaughlin has to run a second set of softs. He's only made one stop. McLaughlin started on the hard tire, so Ericsson has the advantage, but of course he wants to keep the track position as well.
Will also be on the faster rubber. This is Palou coming out, Pato coming in. Pato has to lift off in order to make his box.
Smart heads-up move there from Pato O'Ward, recognizing the unfortunate timing and giving up just a few tenths of a second on his pit in.
It has been, sadly,
Wide open box, front and back pit.
a comedy of errors for Andretti on pit lane today, possibly robbing them of the chance to fight for the race victory. as Rosenquist comes in and Kevin is standing by waiting.
And this was the plan all along. They said try to get 15 laps out of the soft, so they didn't expect to be able to go long enough. So it's Shell 100% renewable fuel for Felix Rosenquist. He's released, and Will Power is going to try to go as long as he can. 44 gives him a chance. 46 is really the get-home lap to be able to do it on 2. It's a 3-stopper for Rosenquist.
It's a clean stop. Really nice stop for Felix Rosenquist, who comes out behind those gaggle of cars and will place himself behind Carl Kirkwood. 8th on the road, Carl Kirkwood ahead.
Kirkwood right now is the fastest car on the racetrack, has been for a few laps, absolutely flying now that he's on those hard tires. And here's a replay of how he took 5th place from his teammate Ericsson on the rev limiter, on the button down, just pure commitment. Townsend on the brakes in a 10.
Listen, Ericsson was doing 190. Kirkwood probably 193 there with the tailwind into the speed trap, and Kirkwood's in a hurry. He's trying to close that gap to Alex Palou, who sits 7 seconds up the road. Those two, I think, are going to duke it out for the win today.
Using deployment, using push to pass, using the toe, using the tailwind. No lifting on the straight until he hit that braking zone for Kyle Kirkwood.
We saw
Mick Schumacher has
see a spin now with Mick Schumacher. We'll get back to this in a moment.
This is a break for Will Power if a caution comes out right now.
And that, I think, is right in front of our commentary position.
He going.
That's our commentary booth right there. Mick Schumacher spinning. Exit of 2 on the run down to 3. Having a difficult weekend of it, Mick Schumacher. So what happened here? He's coming through. Oh, and that's Newgarden on the blend, leaving pit lane. Mick just into the back of Joseph Newgarden and gets turned around.
It's the second time that Schumacher's had contact nose to tail here in this race. It was earlier with Lundgaard when he spun him around there that led to a drive-through penalty. It looks like Newgarden's car is okay, though.
And second time Newgarden's had contact on the blend. First time with his teammate David Malukas. He was the one that ended up on the other side of it, as we get eyes now on Lundgaard under big pressure from Kyle Kirkwood, who's pushing so hard. Again, the fastest car on the racetrack last time by.
And guys, Lundgaard on the soft tire, it should be faster, but Kirkwood on the hard has been mesmerizing this weekend.
He has.
Absolutely rapid.
Remember, last time he made a pass on Ericsson, it was a few corners later down the long back straightaway, so I think Kirkwood is just trying to set up here. This is turn 8. Kevin coming to turn 9. Kirkwood ready to fly out of Cowboy Corner.
And Lundgaard a few laps ago said, I don't have enough power, when he was asked if he could get by Foster. It's not an engine issue, though. It was simply a mapping issue. They told him to change the map. He got by Foster. Let's watch this race down to 10 now.
And here comes Kirkwood. They're going side by side on this snaking, long, incredibly fast straight. And Kirkwood gets it done. On the power, into the braking zone. An easy pass for Kyle Kirkwood. He's through. He's up to the podium places. He's now 7 seconds behind Alex Palou. And that is the man that he will be able to gun down. Georgia, Alex Palou just over half a second behind Will Power. What can you tell us about him?
Alex Palou is happy with that race car. Not a lot of chatter going on between him and Barry Wanzer, but he's happy with the car, and really right now they're just talking about the gap between him and Kirkwood. But they're good on tires right now, they're good on fuel, and they're running the race they want to.
If Will Power can somehow take this win, if the positions stay as they are today, Power, Palou, Kirkwood leads this race as our new championship leader. There are 25 laps to go. This is not over yet.
I'm equally impressed with Will Power, guys, to hang on to the soft tire this long. I didn't think it would be possible. Power using all those 20-plus years of IndyCar experience to figure out how to make the tire work where nobody else, frankly, has.
Power still leads Palou 3/4 of a second the distance. Kirkwood completes the podium. Ericsson, Award, Malukas, Rosenquist, Rossi, Lundgaard. Scott McLaughlin from 25th and last is up into the top 10, followed by 2 rookies. Kyle Collette, 11th. Dennis Hauger is 12th. Wonderful run from those 2 drivers.
Pit. You heard the call.
Oh, boy. It's a long stint to get home.
25 to go.
Right now, there's a 15-second advantage on push to pass in Palou's favor. That could come into play later in this race. But as you see, your leader, Kevin, comes into the pits.
Final stop, Shell, fuel, Firestones. Once no changes, there is going to be fuel save here. It's equal on the tires. Everyone has to run the hard compound, but maybe an extra second or so to get away. This is going to be fascinating with the blend.
Clean stop from the 26 crew when it counted this time. Let's see where he ends up. Blending out onto the racetrack.
Pato Award right there, but Pato Award is still going to make another stop. So if you're Will Power, you don't have to challenge too hard right here. Focus on getting tire temp.
But you also don't want to lose too much time behind a car on old tires. That's holding you back.
Much overtake as you want here.
Use the overtake as you want is the call.
And the other thing it sort of does is split the strategies a little bit. It did look like Kirkwood had pace over Ericsson, so this is a bit of a roll of the dice, but it does cover the team should a yellow come out right now.
Let's look at lap times this lap. Kirkwood, the gap, 2.8 seconds.
In comes below. Georgia, the championship leader. Oh, sorry, the champion
Kirkwood's
is
in
in.
too.
They are going to make no changes to that 10 car per Barry Wanzer. They're going to put on another set of the hard tires, fill it up with Shell 100% renewable fuel all the way to the brim, and this one's going to take him to the end. Jack.
Kyle Kirkwood has put that hard black tire on. Another slight issue on the outside rear.
Rear right again for Andretti.
Oh, what a day for Andretti. In fact, Kyle Kirkwood's going to have some traffic right here.
Gets out ahead of Malukas, but only just.
Malukas still has to make his final stop. Kirkwood on cold tires.
And Will Power in the background as well. Malukas on the warmer tire, trying to go round the outside. Galling, absolutely galling for Kyle Kirkwood.
Pit cycles are often when we see yellows happen, guys. This is when you see that crossover. You see cold tires versus hot tires, full fuel versus light fuel. Look at the marble buildup, the spent rubber on the outside of turn 6 there. You drop a wheel into that, you're in the wall in no time.
Kyle Kirkwood must be thinking, I just need to get tire temp. I know I'm maybe a 10 faster average or 2 than Alex Palou. Great job on the recovery here from Kyle Kirkwood. No mistakes on the outlap. He has a gap to Malukas. Head down, cowboy up. Go get Alex Palou.
It's a moment then as Will Power slides wide. Does he hit the barrier? Just narrowly avoids it. Malukas slides up the inside. A replay then on board from the man who vacated the 12 to the man who took that place, both in that seat and on track.
Wow, that could very well have been the loss of the last podium spot there for Power. Malukas just able to keep it clean, put him under pressure. Just the slightest lock, slightest run wide, that's all he needed.
So Malukas is in. He's out of the picture now for Kyle Kirkwood. I think Kirkwood has done a fantastic job to minimize damage here and go after Palou. That gap still 2 seconds. Great job.
Despite that slow stop, Kirkwood has cut that gap down. It's now under 2 seconds.
Did you hear what Brian Hurley said? He gave a rear wing setting report to Kyle Kirkwood for Alex Palou. I think he said hole 6.
He said hole 6. That's high. That's high. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you Kyle Kirkwood has a lower wing setting in the back. He is on the hunt.
That's going to give him more straight line speed.
Kyle Kirkwood is within a second of Alex Palou. It's an Andretti 2, 3, 4, and all of that, guys, despite the fact that everything on pit lane today has not been ideal for the team.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue 5+ seconds lost on pit lane for the 27, and he is now less than a second behind behind Alex Palou, but they're about even on push to pass. There's just the last stop alone. Total time lost, you can see down here.
What a start to this season it's been already for Kyle Kirkwood, and now he's right on the rear wing of the 4-time champion.
And now we get to understand why he was so frustrated to miss out on pole. It was a timing error. Kirkwood made a mistake. He was the first to raise his hand. His car is on another level today, especially on these hard tires.
Through turn 9, half a second, the gap between Kirkwood and Palou. On the push to pass now. Palou to defend, Kirkwood to attack.
They both used, James, exactly the same amount of push to pass.
Kirkwood has a look, but it won't be this lap.
Right here. Oh, Kirkwood got a little squirrely, though.
Palou's mirror's full of Kirkwood. Will he have a look down into Ranger right?
That would be a risky one. That's a difficult brake zone downhill. Not a lot of rubber on the inside.
But Kirkwood was so strong on the brakes coming into 14 on the lap before. Dare he have a look now? He does! Last minute, right up the inside. That is instinctive from Kirkwood, and that is the lead.
Unbelievable.
A little contact as he moves to defend his position. Late on the brakes, last minute dive. That's P1 for Kyle Kirkwood on the streets of Arlington. Arlington.
I'll tell you, James, Kirkwood pretty lucky that Palou did him a solid and left him plenty of room. That would have been a big crash had Palou not left a gap.
I'm not even sure he was going for the move when he hit the brakes. He sort of decided mid-brake zone, hey, I'm just going to roll off it, roll the dice here, because here's the thing. If you try to make it happen into turn 10, that's obvious. It's predictable. Palou can defend. He got it done in a place that I don't think Palou was entirely expecting it into turn 14. Let's take another look.
This is a Hail Mary in the shadows of Cowboy Stadium.
Kirkwood himself learned the history of that play just a few days ago as he visited the Cowboys training facility. Kyle Kirkwood checking in and checking out. 2 seconds in the lead of this race now from Alex Palou. Will Power is third, 6 seconds the gap between himself and Alex Palou. It's 2 Andretti's in the podium places. Your 4-time champion sits second. As things stand right now, Kyle Kirkwood would lead this race with a 24-point advantage at the top of the IndyCar standings.
Something tells me this isn't over yet. I think Alex Palou has kind of stabilized some of the time loss here. He's not fallen back like he was. Look at the gap now. 1.8 it dropped to, now back to 2 seconds. Still a long way to go, James. 12 laps and track temp over 100 degrees, I believe, at this point. So just never know how the tires are going to hang on as Kirkwood followed by Palou, and then Will Power looking awfully quick as well back there in third.
One more time on the brakes. Had to think about it twice. I thought maybe he was going to go into the back of the 10.
I mean, Palou wisely looking in his mirror and to see him come. I would have never expected Kyle Kirkwood to pass me if I was in Palou's situation coming from that far back in that corner. That shows you how heads up Alex Palou is with the big picture.
His Pato Award running inside the top 5. We have to remember he's finished 5th and 4th already this season, and he told me these are the finishes that make or break a championship run. Obviously we want to win, but we need to maximize and be consistent as well. Today's looking like one of those days. In Pato words, he said, compound interest, baby. A consistent day for awards so far.
Yeah, this is it, and this is what Pato needed from his season. It's what he didn't have last year, was that consistent start to the year. He's had a 5th place, a 4th place. He's on the marks for another 5th place today. It's just that silent consistency for him right now.
And we saw a breakout year from him last year in terms of consistency and really putting together a proper championship run for really the first time in his career. And there really hasn't been a race that McLaren's rolled off so far this season that you thought, man, that's the team to beat. Yet at the same time, they've performed well as a team and executed on Sundays. Of course, we talked about Lundgaard getting that podium in St. Pete, and now you got a Ward who's potentially going to be in the top 5 in every race so far this season.
Kirkwood leads, and there is your race leader. Guys, what a beautiful weekend it has been for this guy. He's been rapid throughout. I mean, unquestionably fast at every single step.
And I mean, the pace in the race has been good, but since he took the lead, he just laid an absolute blinder down. Fastest lap of the race by 0.4 of a second over Scott Dixon. You see that number, that gap continue to grow over Alex Palou. He's just got the bit between his teeth. He's running.
He is out Palouing Palou right now. This is exactly what Palou did at St. Pete to crush the competition. We've been looking for who is going to step up in this championship, raise their fist strongly and say, I am the guy to take the fight to Alex Palou. We might be seeing that right here. Kyle Kirkwood could be the one to challenge all the way down the stretch. Oh, Rossi really struggling to hang on to the back of his race car now. They come through the horseshoe complex. 2 tight right-handers here.
And Rasmussen is into the wall.
I don't know if he's into the wall or has an issue. That's right, it pit out, I believe.
I think he's just closer to a stop. And
caution.
We have our caution with 4 to go.
Oh my goodness. And this is a long lap, guys. That's an easy, quick pull. It's not like we're going to finish this one under caution. We got time to go green.
Yeah, Rasmussen's right at pit out. Just drag him back behind the wall.
Keep your pace up until you find the,
This is going to help Will Power a little bit, who's on a big fuel save mission. He can save a little bit of fuel under caution here, maybe have a little bit more power to use and fuel to burn once we go back green for those final, I mean, it's going to be maybe a green-white checkered situation.
By the way, for Kyle Kirkwood, this is the worst possible
Nightmare.
scenario. You are in the zone, clicking off fast laps. You've got a massive gap. There's 3 to go, and now there's a caution. Are you kidding me?
8.5 seconds was the gap. Racing your order: Kirkwood and Palou, Power and Ericsson, Award, Malukas, Rosenqvist, Lundgaard, Dixon and Rossi. That's the top 10. The podium positions, the race win itself, all to play for.
And with less than 2 to go, push to pass is immediately active on the restart. We do not have to wait till that first lap is done.
How much do they have, James?
Right now, your leader's got 43 seconds. Palou behind has 40, but then Power behind has 110.
Oh, man.
Because he was having to save fuel through turn 12 now.
Overtake is enabled now.
Could this yet be an Andretti 1-2? We're green, we're racing on the way down to 14. Kirkwood already stretching his legs. Rosenqvist has a look at Malukas up the inside. Kirkwood with a massive wiggle. Green-white checker, 1 lap to go. And there's your race leader, Alex Palou behind him. And we have a yellow.
Behind you.
I was wondering if we were going to be able to keep it clean. We were not. That's Dennis Haugard, Nolan, oh, that's Roman Grosjean and Nolan Siegel.
I got destroyed.
I got destroyed is the call from Grosjean over the radio, but with the caution out, all he's got to do is cruise it around and map 8, full save for Kyle Kirkwood.
What a day for Kyle Kirkwood. Despite issues on pit lane, despite the mistake in qualifying where he thought he should have had the easiest pole of his career, he started 7th. He delivered on pace, he delivered on aggression and racecraft. Picture perfect for the 27.
And Andretti can celebrate. Kirkwood can celebrate. It'll be 3 different winners for the first 3 races. 3 different teams that take to the top step of the podium. Kyle Kirkwood back to victory lane, back to the winner's circle, and deservedly so. Guys, he has been sensational this weekend. I mean, the driver to beat from start to finish.
From start to finish, you know, you excuse that little mishap in qualifying, and he made up for it in a big way and then some when it counted over the 70 laps. Had the pace over 1, didn't get the opportunity to do it the way he should have.
Comes through Rangers right for the last time. He'll come down to turn 14, and this is where he put his stamp on this race with that brilliant move on Alex Palou.
Kyle Kirkwood will win on the streets of Arlington. Perhaps even more importantly, he will take the championship lead. What a day, what a weekend, what a drive from Kyle Kirkwood.
It's your Grand Prix, baby.
Thank you guys. Incredible car. Man, this thing was an absolute rocket ship all weekend. Thank you guys.
Rocket ship is right, but he had to pedal it, and he had to make up for issues and problems and delays that weren't of his making. The pit crew can celebrate now.
Take your basket! Take your basket!
Scott Marks, kerchief there on the 27. I mean, they didn't hide the fact. They were pretty open with it. Come on down off the wall, boss. You're getting a shower.
And here he is.